Hello and welcome back to Off The Crossbar Euros Watch with myself, Regan Walsh, and as ever, my co-presenter Brad. The tournament is over and it ended in misery for England.
Misery, heartbreak. Although I do feel a bit cleansed, weirdly. I don't know. I'll get into how my feelings, but yeah.
Well, 51 games later, and we have finally found out who our champion is for the Euro 2020. Although it is obviously a year later than it was initially planned, but it was still a great tournament nevertheless. Wow, where did we start with that game yesterday? Well, obviously, it's only the one place we can start.
What is that? I mean, you're just seeing everything this morning that took place last night, and it just makes you feel a bit.
Yeah, well,
Just ruins it a bit, doesn't it?
Let's talk about the positive first before we get onto that negative.
I'd love to just always talk about positives, but the negatives do simply seem to outweigh.
Yeah, we will get onto that stuff, don't worry. I won't just forget it. But an incredible start for England. After just 2 minutes, they went 1-0 up through a Luke Shaw goal after some great build-up play from England. Ball was switched out wide to the right wing, and then Trippier put in a great ball to an unmarked Luke Shaw at the back post, who scored past Gianluigi Donnarumma to give England a very easy and comfortable lead. I mean,
it's the Kieran Trippier goal all over again. Live peaked again. Just well, it was when it went in, I celebrated and then instantly went, "That's way too early."
Yeah,
there's early goals and then there's early goal.
Well, that's the fastest goal in the European Championship in the final ever. So, yeah, that didn't really spell a good omen for England.
But there's a lot. Well, there isn't a lot for us to go on in this game because it wasn't the most entertaining for the neutral.
No.
But I feel like there wasn't many other chances.
Yeah, the rest of that first half was rather dull. I mean, like you said, not many chances for either side. England seemed happy to be having the 1-0 lead and never really looked like trying to build on it, and it was quite strange to see.
I don't even know if it was completely that. There just didn't seem to be much going forward.
Yeah. I mean, Harry Kane was non-existent in that game. Like, considering how he's been in the knockout stages.
If you've been on Twitter today, you have to be careful what you say because you're not allowed to criticise Southgate in any way.
I can criticise who I like when I like.
Exactly. I don't, like, you could still be a bit critical in your analysis of where it went wrong and how it could have been better.
Yeah, I'm not saying everything he's done this tournament he's got wrong, but
he's nailed everything else to this tournament, but just didn't happen in this final.
Yeah, just because you lost a game and you've got to a final, which not many people thought of, doesn't mean you're exempt from criticism. Jesus Christ!
Everyone's there saying sack him now.
Like, he's had a really good tournament, and so did England, but he just got yesterday's game plan completely wrong.
Yeah, and that's from the outlook of the second half. Didn't do much at all.
Yeah, subs. And I think their subs were bad.
Yeah, and that has been something that has been talked about throughout the whole tournament. It's not just today.
I mean, yeah, we've been saying it ourselves on here. The substitutions have been very confusing quite late on in games. I mean, it needed freshening up like 10 minutes before he started to make the subs, bringing on
when was our first sub?
70th minute.
So it was after they scored?
Yeah, after Bonucci equalised.
Just can't do that. Because it was obvious what was coming from them. It was obvious that they were just going to break through eventually.
Yeah, literally all of that second half was Italy applying the pressure onto England's backline. I mean, Pickford had to make a few saves throughout that second half, and the defence had to do a job or two. But then Bonucci scoring was just, again, a bit of lapse in concentration, you'd have to say, from England, and because it was an easy goal for them.
Yeah, it seemed it. There was obviously the odd kind of stones was bundled over, but no one was really claiming it. I didn't see why.
No. I didn't see many appeals from England players too much
No, I
towards
think it was. I
young
think it was more
Kuipers.
just people trying to find an excuse on the referee. Oh, it's slightly questionable in this game, but
I think he had a really good game until
I think it's
obviously.
decent by the standards we're used to in this country.
Yeah, I think that's like he's one of the top referees because I'm sure he's done Champions League finals and refereed in. I think he might have been a part of the team that was refereeing the last World Cup final in Russia. So he is highly regarded by UEFA as a good referee. But yeah, the substitutions. Obviously, the first one bringing on Saka should have happened 5 minutes, 10 minutes earlier, just before that Italy goal, and then the rest of England's subs. I mean, Henderson coming on for Declan Rice 4 minutes afterwards.
I was a bit gutted with that one. Not gonna lie, like, Rice may have been knackered, which is the reason, but I thought Declan Rice had a shout at being the man of the match.
Yeah, he definitely was. I'd say England's best performer, and then the extra time subs bringing on Grealish in the 99th minute for Mason Mount. Again, I think that probably should have been done as soon
That
as we
should have
got
been done
into
in the
extra
90.
time.
Should have been done
Yeah.
in the 90.
Yeah, and then bringing on Sancho and Rashford for 2 minutes of the game, excluding the penalty shootout. It was just like bring them on. Like if you could see that we're going to penalties, which pretty realistically, if you look at it, all of extra time, you could say we was going to penalties.
Yeah, we didn't seem to.
Like
be
no
able to
team
create.
really
We
create
couldn't.
any chances.
We just couldn't create much.
Yeah, and I
Which is
think
why you have to get Grealish on early and get the balls because this has annoyed me throughout the tournament. We've clamored for him to come on, but the second he's on, how many chances does he realistically get? Because the ball just keeps going down the opposite side that he's on.
fully, and it was just very questionable tactical changes from Gareth Southgate, and then obviously penalties beckon.
Which you can't criticise anyone in that situation. It's just it's a horrible situation when you're involved in it, and I couldn't ever picture it.
Like you said though, all the penalties were missed were from doing like a stuttered run up.
I just don't get it. I can't get this mindset of the modern. I know it's to put the keeper off, but keepers are too smart for that nowadays.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I mean,
just hit the
like
thing.
the whole Jorginho penalty that he takes. Everyone knows what he's going to do. That little hop.
Pickford, thank God, at least knew.
Yeah,
At least he's remembered all those penalties.
Yeah, I mean, because I had the BBC commentary on, and
As did I. We made our choice.
yes, the commentator goes, Jorginho's got a 100% penalty record, and as soon as he finished saying that sentence, I was like, right, you've just cursed Jorginho. He's now missing.
Because I don't think he has got a 100% penalty record. I'm sorry, he's used to fear for Chelsea.
Maybe that's just for the Italian national team.
Maybe that.
But I was like, as soon as you said that, that's the old commentator curse there. But
he just about kept it out there.
Yeah.
Side out to the post.
And then the 3 England lads who took after Harry Maguire, like you say, you can't put any blame on any of them. I mean, they were all good penalties. Rashford just dragged his a little bit too much to the left, and then
he stopped all of his momentum when he did his run up. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna stutter. Do it at the start. Don't do it halfway through because you're just losing your momentum.
Yeah, but Saka and Sancho, I mean,
were they bad pens? They weren't bad pens, were they?
No, Donnarumma just makes good saves.
Donnarumma's class.
Yeah.
PSG are laughing all the way to the bank. They got the guy on a free.
Yeah, on a 5-year deal as well. And he's only 21 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So obviously, Italy win 3-2 on penalties and have won their second European Championship. So congratulations to Roberto Mancini's side, who have obviously now extended their unbeaten run to 34 games. Which,
mental.
It's just absolutely...
fully deserved.
Yeah.
The best team around this tournament.
Yeah. I mean, I kept saying their praises literally after seeing that first match day against Turkey. They were just phenomenal. And then I really got hooked into that Italy team. And I know on the prediction for the final, I did say England would win 4-3 in penalties. And I had predicted England all the way. But there's also a bit of me going, actually, Italy are going to win this.
When Rashford missed, I just done you.
Yeah. But yeah, absolute credit to Italy, and what a great tournament it was.
Yeah. I think we'll get to the whole tournament as a whole towards the end, but I feel like we can't ignore society issues because some of our fans are a bit of a disgrace.
I'd say quite a lot of them that were at Wembley yesterday. I mean, all that bombardment of trying to get into the stadium early, and then there was reports going around that some fans managed to get into the stadium without having tickets. And you're just
like I know in the Wembley way area as I do,
it
is open.
Yeah,
and it's not like a playoff final where it's just going to be, a load of people that haven't got a ticket to get. This is going to be people that are there at the bars. Just some will be there just to stay there and watch it. Some are going to try and get in without knowing. It's
just
clearly not enough security around, which is baffling.
Yeah, I mean, I saw scenes of like bottles and all that and fireworks, and it's like, what is going on? Like, it makes no sense. Like, why? Like, yes, some of you may not have gone to a football game in like 20 months or so.
But some of them it would have been literally a couple of days.
Yeah, but just like, there's no need to act like lunatics. Yes, it's England's men's first major final since 1966. But just like, relax.
It's the culture, and I'm going to sound like a right dad over this, but because I don't drink, it's easy for me to say this, but a lot of people will just, whenever their team gets to a final, and you go to Wembley, it's piss up before kick-off.
Yeah.
And some people, it just goes too far.
Oh, 100%.
And I just can't ever think, sorry, were you here to get pissed or watch a football game?
Well, yeah.
Obviously firsthand how bad it can get with someone when they have too much.
Yeah. It's ridiculous when you see, like, it's like, you enjoy the moment and celebrations, obviously, when England score and you've got your parts and all that, like, and then if England were to win, then yeah, I could understand. But you're doing that before you've even got into the state. Like, I mean, it came out today that they've made 45 arrests based on all. I think that was all pre-game stuff yesterday.
So it tells me there's going to be a lot more, given some of the videos that went around of when those got in and some of those just started giving a nice kick to them.
Yeah.
Just why? How is that going to make it any better?
Yeah, it's
the England fans' answer to stopping these people is fight them.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Fight violence with violence. That's the law, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just stupid scenes to see. I mean, I've seen some images of going around like Leicester Square as well today, and it's just like absolute carnage. And you're like, for fuck's sake, this is why you don't deserve to win, because you're acting like absolute yobs.
Do you know what it is about? It's one of the reasons why we may get looked. It's one of the reasons we always get looked down on when it comes to hosting these tournaments.
Yeah, and rightly so though. When you see scenes like this, you're like, you've only got yourselves to blame.
Well, at least the women's tournament won't be this bad.
Good.
But at least we'll enjoy it.
Yes. And then obviously the stuff on social media, we can't avoid it after the game.
You called that the second they missed the penalty.
Yeah.
Which is a sad thing to still be doing in 2021.
Yeah, the fact that you can, like, it baffles me. Like, people were absolutely treasuring Marcus Rashford, all the work he did last summer with all the feeding of the youth and going against the government. Fast forward 12 months, just because he misses a penalty, you turn his back on him and you're calling him every name under the sun and putting all these like emojis on him, Saka's and Sancho's Instagram profiles. And you're like,
people admit Saka is a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
But all three of them are younger than me.
Well, 2 of the 3 are younger than me. I believe Sancho is still younger than me. But yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Like, he was born in this millennium.
This millennium.
Like,
you could have said century.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't turn 20 until September, and all the Arsenal fans laud him and highly regard him when it comes to club football. Yet you're just like, hang on, lads, just why? There's no need to be doing that in this day and age. Like, it's crazy that, like you say, in 2021, this shit is still happening. But it doesn't surprise me at the same
and
time.
this isn't going to be the last time we mention something like this. Until
Because,
something is seriously done.
yeah, until these corporate companies, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, take action, and then the government as well, and the police take massive
and all
action.
that, like all them calling out, oh, this abuse is disgusting and abhorrent. Sorry, I just missed something.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean, you applaud them.
Tempted to make a joke that one of the Tory MPs secretly fist pumping when he missed it.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's been people obviously praising the players for taking the knee, saying like Black Lives Matter. Yet, fast forward 120 minutes, 2 hours, or 2.5 hours, and you're putting racial abuse on his profile. You're like, have you literally forgot what you were doing 120 minutes, 2-3 hours ago? What's wrong with you? You're like, it's so stupid that this shit still happens.
The mind of fickle football fans.
Like, it baffles me. Like, it really does.
It always will. It's just...
Like, I know we come on podcasts and we've said it in person. Like, we can criticise a player's performance and, like, game-wise, but it's never come into my head to write something on that person's social media profile. Oh, you effing this, you N-word emojis. Like, I've never thought of that. Like,
don't get me wrong, I could get annoyed in the moment.
Yeah.
I get annoyed in the moment. It's like, oh, stop the fucking stutter. Just... But I'm not going to any racial abuse. I never fathom how anyone can bring it to their first thoughts.
Even like putting some like a horrible comment, even if it's not racial abuse, just a horrible comment anyway, saying, "Oh, I wish you'd go die, and I wish this all on your family and all that." Like, I've been in the moment where Man United have lost games, and I've been angry and annoyed, but I've never got to a point where I've gone out of my way to go onto a player's profile and go, "You should go effing die. I wish this on your family." Like, I can't ever imagine myself thinking like that.
Yeah.
Like, if a player does well and they perform well and do this good, that, like, I'll go right on the player's page, well done, blah blah blah. But yeah, it would never just come to, like, I don't know whether that was just the way we were raised up, but it just never came into my mind to ever think of that.
We're lucky to be in a better generation. That's what when the older generations have passed on, it should improve, but you don't know.
There's always going to be people that do it.
Yeah, I know.
That's the sad thing of it, is you'll always be people doing it.
Yeah. I feel like we're not talking about the final, but was there much to talk about the final?
Nope. That's the thing. The
No,
final
no one's
itself
remembering it. No one's going to remember that one.
No, it was a dull final, to say the least. But the tournament on the whole...
At least with the highlights vids, we only have to watch the first thing that happens.
Yeah. The tournament on a whole itself, though, that definitely wasn't dull. I mean, what a cracking tournament it was.
Oh yeah. We needed this tournament.
Yeah. It was so much better than the 2016 Euros.
So I'd compare it more with the World Cup, and I'd put it just about the same category. Category, I meant to say.
I thought you was going to say caliper. Was the word I think you were looking for.
I don't know what
caliber.
I didn't say caliber, and I almost said Gallagher.
Yeah, I said maybe.
Oh,
that wasn't the word I was looking for.
Stole my pattern.
Great minds think alike. But yeah, I think it was slightly better than the 2018 World Cup, but the final,
like the Euros,
2018.
The Euros had the best single day. Like, come on, we had a 5-3 and a 3-3 going to penalties.
And even the last set of games in Group F was absolutely crazy. I mean, if you remember, at one stage, Portugal literally held every position in the group.
Yeah. Just drama.
Yeah, I mean...
Fans return to stadiums as well.
Yeah, I mean, Denmark, through what they went through for obviously that sad, horrific stuff that happened on match day 1 regarding Christian Eriksen to being semi-finalists, no one would have thought that.
Except for us. I mean, we had them in the semis.
Well, yeah.
France.
France getting knocked out in the round of 16. Who would have had that? I mean, I had them as winning the tournament.
Yeah.
And then also,
Poor Mbappe's now on the FIFA cover for it.
yeah. I mean, I did also put a bet on Italy to win the tournament after their second game. So
Oh. You just felt to keep that one quiet.
well, until Italy won yesterday, that's why I kept it quiet.
You didn't want to say it before, in case I laughed at you. We won.
Oh, yep, I 100% knew that was the reason. I was like, I'm keeping this quiet until after the tournament.
I admire the hustle.
But yeah, phenomenal tournament. The most own goals in a European Championship finals as well, with 11 own goals throughout the tournament. The referees, like you said, on the whole, had a really good tournament with the use of VAR.
If there's a lesson for the English refs to have learned, it's the refereeing this summer. VAR barely took very long.
And it wasn't really a talking point much of the tournament,
except for one game, which, would you believe it, featured the English ref.
Exactly. But yeah, great tournament. And
Has the wall chart come down?
No, not yet.
I feel like this. You know what it's like? We'll take the wall chart down. It's like, you know, where they put the flame out at the Olympics.
Yeah,
it's like that.
That's what I'm doing. I don't want to take it down. It's like
sad music behind it.
I'll just leave it up for another week or two.
Well, it's ruined my wall.
Or do I just leave it up until like a Premier League table one comes out?
You take it down when you want to take it down.
But good news is only 12 months until the next major tournament. Women's.
The women's. Yeah.
You got the women's
cover that
Euros,
one, or we'll cover that on our other channel.
Yes, Women's Football Talk. Make sure you go ahead and check us out on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram as well. We've got the World Cup as well next autumn/winter for us in the UK, and then the following year we have the Women's World Cup in 2023, the summer, and then 2024 will be the Euros again. So it's not that long away. And if you think about it, this England team, as long as they stay together, it's going to be it'll be a lot more experience. You'll probably see the likes of maybe Henderson, Maguire, and Shaw, Trippier slowly edge the way out and see some younger faces come through. But
that's because this team has already done us proud enough, and they overachieved getting to this final. I feel like the World Cup, they'll be better suited. The experience would have been there by then, and even that Euros, who knows?
Yeah. So it's definitely not the end of the road for this team. And Gareth Southgate said in his press conference today that he does want to take the team to Qatar as things stand. So
I'm literally watching it in a press conference right now.
Yes. But you never know. He said he would take some time and think about it. But let's hope he just continue because, like you said, he's overachieved with this England squad. No one pre-tournament would have had England as finalists in the way that they did. And yeah, over the last 2.5 years, 3 years, they've performed really well in these last two tournaments.
But yeah, club football.
Yeah,
let's come back.
Definitely. Right. So, player of the tournament was announced after the tournament had finished the game. Sorry, the game had finished, not the tournament. Well, it's still the same thing. Gianluigi Donnarumma won player of the tournament, which I think was a bit of a surprise.
I feel like it was because of the penalty performance. Just edged it. If it was us, it would have been Sterling.
It would have been Sterling.
What do you mean if England? If it was us, I think it was us.
Oh. Yeah. I think with obviously Italy winning, I think maybe if Spinazzola wasn't injured, I think he could have been up there. Locatelli had a good few games.
But Locatelli just stopped being used after the group stages.
It was literally Verratti's fully back fit. Locatelli, you dropping.
Even though Locatelli was like one of the best players.
Yeah. Pedri Gonzalez of Spain won Young Player of the tournament, which
I can't deny it.
He was absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, absolutely thoroughly deserved. Cristiano Ronaldo wins the Golden Boot. Because he scored more goals.
Patrick Schick scored the same. How has that worked?
I think it's because he scored it in less games. I think that was it, because obviously Czech Republic
Did she even score in the knockout stages?
I think he scored in the round of 16, but not the quarterfinals.
That just shouldn't ever be a thing.
Mm.
That just should never be a thing.
Yep. But yeah, on a whole, absolutely phenomenal tournament, and yeah, I can't wait until the next Euros in Germany in 3 years' time.
I just can't wait for the season now. I feel like I need this like a week break, and then suddenly I'll need it back desperately.
Oh, I don't need a break now. I just
So
want
the friendlies are coming soon.
I mean, I still have the American leagues going on, so I'm good.
Well, that was for you.
Yeah, but yeah, like you say, now we've got I think pre-season games for Premier League teams start within this next week. So I'm sure Manchester United are playing Derby County on Sunday, if I remember correctly.
I don't know.
And then we're a month and a day numerically away from the start of the new season, where obviously we'll be back to our full usual podcast previewing the season.
Rebranded.
Yes.
Podcast.
We'll have a full Premier League preview, predictions, league will return, and we'll have other videos coming out on our YouTube channel as well throughout that month. And
you may even see our faces if we're feeling up to it.
Yes, and don't worry, we still have content over the next month where each week we will have a look into the big transfer rumours and stories from that past week, as we expect it to heat up now, as, like we said, the tournament is finally over. And also, before we leave, I know this has mainly been about the Euros, but congratulations to Lionel Messi and Argentina for winning the Copa America on Sunday morning.
Better than Ronaldo, I always said it.
Yes, they beat Brazil 1-0 in the final.
Technically, that has now put them on equals, as they've both won their major continental competition.
I've always said they're equal.
They're both equally great.
Yeah, two phenomenal players.
And we have the best goalkeeper in the world.
Best South American goalkeeper.
Alisson could never.
Angel Di Maria scored the only goal in that game. As, like you said, Lionel Messi has now finally won an international trophy. And yeah, that is all of the international football, apart from the Gold Cup, which started yesterday, rounded up, which obviously no one in Europe or us really care about. Right, that's it. It's goodbye from...
Yes. It's fun seeing you every day almost. No, I don't want to see your mug now until Friday.
You get away from me for 4 more days. Well, yes, make sure you like. No, you don't. You wish you could see me in a couple hours' time.
I really don't know.
Right, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a post. Follow us on Twitter at OffTCPod to keep up to date with all the transfers and other stories, and be aware of when we'll be putting our new season stuff out, and obviously our rebranding as well. And until later on this week for our first transfer roundup of the summer, it's goodbye from Brad and goodbye from me.
See ya.
And we'll see you soon.